Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. Salim Omar here, joining in, and hope everyone is well. Thanks for all of you guys who've been right on time, who joined us on the hour. I'm gonna kind of do a little bit of webcam stuff, get that going. In the meantime, if I can get you guys participating, and this will be in a way for me to know that the webcam is working and you can hear and see me and all that good stuff. So in the chat box, if you can type in, what are you most excited to get out of this webinar? So take a few seconds and type your answer in. That'll be great while I situate myself with the webcam and that. So that was a change of screen there. I came to my room and made sure that was all good. Hello, everyone. Really excited. Good stuff. Next hour and a half, very excited to share with you what the stuff we'll be going through. And I see people are very interactive here. They've started sharing. So if you're just joining in, welcome. You type in the chat box, what are you most excited to get out of this webinar? And the title of this webinar is The Ultimate Game Plan to Crush 2018 Tax Season. So what I want to cover in the next while that we have is how to 2x or 3x your tax season net profits, even if your prior tax seasons have sucked in terms of net profits, how to work less hours, and finally be able to enjoy tax season with less stress. Three important areas that we're going to be talking about is money, team, and clients. And I want to kind of just, this is going to be interactive. So I'm going to share what others are saying. And right here, Jacqueline saying, hi from warm and sunny Florida. Oh, lucky you, making me feel bad here in Central Jersey. Although I will be in Florida tomorrow and Friday, tonight actually, and then Thursday and Friday, speaking in Orlando for the intensive. Jim saying, raising fees, advice, Stephanie, marketing, says John. William, I can see the webcam in here. Okay, cool. Jacqueline saying, efficient ways to get through tax season. Wonderful. Definitely cover that. Elizabeth, hints and tips I haven't thought about, and CPE. No CPE being offered in this particular one. So I just want to let you know it's going to be all content, some strong, good, solid content. Lisa saying tips to make 2018 a great year and you get new clients. Cool. Lynette, workflow tips. William, I'm interested in new ideas to be more efficient and profitable. Awesome. Just a ton of feedback coming in. So I love that. Cool. So three areas that I want to cover in the time that we have together. And hope you were able to download the webinar guide. So we're going to, you can use this as a follow along stuff that we'll be covering together. So if you haven't, you can do that. A couple of pages, couple of sheets rather. And so three important areas we'll talk about: how to make more money, how to have your team on board, even the ones that are not currently on board, and then from a client standpoint, how to maximize the number of new clients that you're bringing in, and you're working with the right clients. So if I promise to give you great content. If I do that, do I have your permission? So for the next 70 minutes or so, I'm going to give you some solid stuff. After we do that, do I have your permission to take 10 minutes to share with you a great offer, for you to consider? If that sounds fair, type yes in the chat. Take a few seconds and all right, a ton of you guys saying Lynette, Michelle, William, John, Stephanie, Jim, Jacqueline saying yes. So cool. I've got we've got kind of an agreement here. I'm going to give you my best. I'm going to bring you my A game. And And then I want you to bring your A game first during the content part, so you get the most from our time together. And then, as I say, in the last 10 minutes or so, I'll share with you a resource that I think can be incredibly amazing for you. Housekeeping stuff, a few things. You've got many practitioners that have logged in, signed up for this, excited to be here, sharing this information with you. Make sure there's no distractions, right? I want you to get the best from our time together. So attend as if you paid like lots of money for this, even though it's a free online training session that I'm doing for people that are on my list. And how would you participate if you get paid a ton of money? You'd like be very curious. You'd take notes. You'd be attentive. You'd sit up. You'd make sure there's no distractions, and use your webinar guide that we have created to follow along. So number one is bring your A game. Number two, I'm not a professional speaker. You kind of hear an accent. I'll have to go fast sometimes just to cover a lot of stuff that I've planned in my ambitious little mind to share with you. So don't be counting the R's and the O's and whatever I'll be saying, because you'll probably lose track of that. And then the other thing from a housekeeping standpoint, I would say, is don't make the mistake of being too smart for the room. And being too smart for the room is saying, you know what, I know this. To know and not to do is really not to know. So if you're not doing it, then you won't reap the results. So if something sounds familiar, or you've heard it before, or there's going to be some new stuff. It's going to be a new perspective that I'm going to share with you. If you've heard one or two things that may seem like you know, but if you're not doing it, then I want you to kind of look at it from a standpoint of, all right, how can I get this into implemented in my practice? So that's kind of the housekeeping stuff, folks, that I have. And my two brooms just are now coming in on the slide there. For those of you who are new to me, some quick background on me. I left a cushiony job in New York City some 21 years back. I was sick and tired of corporate politics. I was commuting 3 hours to work every day. And my boss was a lunatic with a volatile temper. So I'm like, I think I can do this on my own. And I had a vision, for my life, and I wanted to really take control of my own destiny. And when I started my practice, it was the exact opposite of what I had, what I thought would happen when I was in practice. It wasn't fun. Initially, like the first few days sounded like, wow, I'm my own boss and I have my own office and all that good stuff. But very quickly it turned into a nightmare. And I was totally overwhelmed. I was working a lot, underpaid. I was dissatisfied with just the way how things were going. And tax seasons were horrendous, with 70-hour work weeks at the highest, had the highest level of stress that I experienced all year, fighting fires all the time. And clients being unhappy is not satisfying when you've got unhappy clients, because they're saying, man, you promised me this, but you didn't send it to me, you didn't give it to me, you didn't finish it on time, or there was a mistake. You guys made mistakes on my return, or you're not attentive, or you're not helping me. So this type of stuff was getting me very, very aggravated during tax season. And I realized that what I was doing is what I had known to do. I didn't know any different. I'd been in public accounting, and the way I was running my practice is what I had believed was the way to do it, even though it was not pleasant then when I was in public accounting and people were, we were working 70, 80, 90 hours a week. But I didn't have a system in place. And when you don't have a system in place, this is what happens. You end up working a lot. You're not making your operation is not streamlined. You're not making the profit that you should. You run out of cash. Your practice never reaches the full potential that it can, and especially during tax season. Tax season is cash flow season. It should be, and for many, it's not as as lucrative as it can, and it has the potential of being. So these are the three important areas we'll talk about: money, team, and clients. Money is how to get the most revenues, how to get the most in fees, in profits. From a team standpoint, is how to get your team on board. And from a client standpoint, it's bringing in the right clients, because this is the time in the year when people are looking for a CPA, and this is the time to really make sure that you've got your position yourself in the way that you're bringing in those types of clients that you want. So let's talk about money. And with money, I want to share with you a client that I had, and this was one of many. And this is the Deli client from hell that I call. It was it was a gourmet deli located in an affluent part of town, owned by two men and their wives, and 15 plus employees. Now, when you've got two men and their wives, it was like having four businesses, because you've got to deal with four owners. The sales were $1.5 million a year. My fees for them were $135 a month, and for that, I would prepare the financial statements, lots of transactions, couple of bank accounts, couple of credit card accounts. So I would prepare their financial statements. My firm would do their payroll tax, sales taxes, and I would go and visit them once a month with their financial statements. And my promise to them is I was going to help them pay the least amount in taxes. Now, they had a different meaning of the word minimize tax. Tax minimization meant to them zero taxes. So they were out to screw the government. A couple of them were on disability, so they wanted to keep their income low. They were trying to save money on sales tax, collecting sales tax, not paying sales tax, that kind of crap. You know what I mean? And once a month, I would go and visit them. And there's a small room at the back of the deli, 10 by 10. Imagine that, 10 by 10 square feet, one desk, four chairs, all the two owners and the wife sitting on the chairs, and I'm standing presenting the financial statements like a board. It's like a board meeting or of sorts. And they were smokers, all four of them. And what do smokers do is like they smoke away when they're nervous, and they're talking about money. So they were all smokers, and they would be smoking. And so that was like one problem besides paying low fees. And number two is they were disrespectful and secretive. They would tell me some information, they wouldn't tell me other information. So my flawed assumption, and the sad thing was my practice, I had a lot of these types of clients, and my flawed assumption is let me sign them up, and once they see the value, they are going to I'll talk to them about increasing their fees, and never ever think like that like I did, because what are they going to get you up to? From 135, they'll get you up to 150. This was like should have been a $500 or a $600 a month client, if not more. So getting me from 135 to 150 or even 175 is not doesn't do anything to help the situation. So charging the right fees is super important. It'll make a big impact in your practice, especially now during tax season. You want to make sure that you're charging your fees. And a quick illustration, a typical P&L before and after, before adjusting fees and becoming smart about charging the right fees. This is what the revenues are: 325K. You've got 310 40s at 250 each, paying 75K. 100 business clients paying 2K. Other services, you've got revenues of 325, expenses hypothetical 175. You've got a net income of 150. Next slide, a typical P&L after. So just tweaking the fees, we'll keep the same number of clients. So 300 clients. Going to the next slide, we're going to get it up to 400 clients. I'm going to put my phone on BND. 100 clients before, paying $2,000, we're going to get their fees to $5,000 and so forth. Revenues goes up to $720K. Minus expenses, your net income is $500K. Now, this is a number that we should get to, we'd want to. Here you're operating at a net income of $150K, and not bad. And this is a hypothetical example, and I know there's practitioners below that at 75 or 50 or and struggling, but you can kind of look at it in your situation that if you adjusted fees, same number of clients, adjust the amount of fees from 250 going to 400, from 2,000 going to 5,000, other services going from 50K to 100K, makes a substantial difference in your net, in your gross, in your top line, and then in your net profit. So what if you have clients that are paying you 5 to 35K a year in fees? And this is just a quick sampling of some of the types of clients that I have paying. And this is not for test services, no audits, no reviews, no compilations. This is for accounting services, accounting and tax services, having lifetime values in a few, getting into the few $100,000 range. So why do most practitioners fail at charging the right fees? Why do most practitioners fail at charging the right fees? Number one, and then there's like 12 reasons. If you're following on the webinar guide, this is part B. The webinar guide for those who have just joined us. A couple of people I see saying, sorry, just joining us. So that's good. And hopefully everyone can hear me. Harold, I'm getting an echo in the seminar voice. Hopefully no one else is experiencing that, but all good. If there is, just kind of shoot me a chat thing there. So if you're following on the webinar guide, this is on part B, reason why most practitioners fail at charging the right fees. I'm going to share with you 12, and I want you to write down the ones that are most relevant for you on this guide here. So number one, pricing by textbook formulas, industry norms, or other standard means. What I mean by that is saying that this is what others are charging, having some norm that labor cost is X, I'm going to do 3X, or I'm going to do 4X, or I'm going to do 2X, whatever that formula is, people doing, charging fees by that. And if you're doing that, you're leaving money on the table. Number two is excess concern about competitors' low prices, like too worried about what others are charging. Number three is attracting clients who buy by price, like the Deli client from hell that I shared with you. They bought from me by price. I came in at the lower fee and they signed up with me. Number four, predetermined belief system about what they'll pay. So we're like, man, this client won't pay more than $500 for this tax return, so I'm not going to charge them more than $500, even though you should be charging them $700 or $800 for that tax return. Number five is permitting apple-to-apple comparisons. Your client prospect looking at you and say, right, I can get the exact same thing somewhere else at this place. So, how much can you do it for? And they go to the other place and how much can you do it for? And so you're stuck in that. Not a good place to be in. It's insufficient differentiation. It's the client, the prospect, not seeing the difference between you and someone else. So all these are reasons why you're stuck in not charging the right type of fee. And when you're not charging the right type of fee, you're leaving money on the table. You're not making the revenues, the net profits that you should. Number seven is not offering premium pricing options. Every market, there are some clients that want the Rolls Royce, or the Bentley, or the Mercedes, or the BMW. There's some that want the luxury market. They want the best. And having an option for them, you'll have 10% of your clients raising their hands and, yep, I want that. I want the concierge service. Number eight is ignorance about business math. Not knowing what it takes to run a business, what it runs to run a successful, practice, all the expenses, the learning, the continuing education, the technology, keeping up to date. That's like money you need that some of your profits have to be channeled towards that, to your own education and so forth. So not, being ignorant about the business math, the economics of the business. Number 9 is not knowing the low profit services and eliminating them. Number 10, poor self-esteem, business esteem, feelings of not deserving more. Number 11, lack of upfront pricing. And number 12, not knowing your ideal client. Which one of these are the ones that are most relevant for you? Write those down in the webinar guide. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to do that. Which of these are the ones that speak most to you? From the ones that are here, the 12 of them, which one are most relevant for you in your practice? All right, I'll give you guys a few more seconds. You're welcome, David. What gets in your way when it comes to fees? Cool. Thanks, guys, for sharing that. I'm going to continue on, and I see you guys. No, Tatiana, it's not a polling question. There's no continuing education in this training. So 3 things that I want to touch on, and I want to go deeper on, from the 12 that I shared with you, that's going to be really relevant for you during tax season, so that you make the maximum amount of money, fees. Number 1, and not number 1 here, but really first, what I want to share with you, fees is a function of value. Yeah, we don't want to talk about higher fees and rip clients off for the sake of being selfish because we want to make more money. It's to give more value, right? In the eyes of the client, we want to do things in a way that shows, gives them that value. So it's a fair transaction, give more value and charge the right fees. Now, when it comes to bringing more value and charging the right fees, I want to cover 3 things. Number 1 is poor self-esteem, business esteem, feelings of not deserving more gets in the way for many practitioners. And I'm going to tell you, looking straight in your eyes, that you're worth every penny that you charge. You bring a ton of experience, knowledge, education, different experiences that you've had working with different clients, and there's a lot of value that you bring to the table for the type of person you are. And that cannot be underestimated, undervalued. So I want you to first imagine and think think internally that you are valuable. And this is your fees. So if you are sitting in front of a prospect or a client and you look at their information and you meet with them and you let them know that your fee is going to be $700. And you could have, you could have charged them lesser in a prior year, but this is what your fee is this year is $700 for what you'll do for you ensuring that they're not missing on any tax deductions, for you ensuring that someone else is going to review the work, a second set of eyes to make sure that everything is just perfect, to ensure that customer service is at its best in responsiveness, in keeping the client informed, and you being available for the rest of the year. In the event there's a question, in the event the client changes jobs, you're available, you're accessible to them. And that means a lot. You're not a fly by night. That means a lot that you're there for them if they have questions, any questions at any point in time in the year. So your own self-esteem and saying that, you know what, this is what my fee is. It's $700. You may lose a few clients, but from my experience working for my own firm and working with lots of practitioners, any client loss is going to be made up, more than made up, with the ones that you're going to charge the right fees. Less is more. We don't need a ton of clients. We need fewer clients. With we can trim down the clients. If we lose the bottom 5% of the clients, it's okay, right? Because we are going to just make more from the ones we have, and we're going to do more for them. We're going to be more valuable to them. We're going to be serving them in a higher, better way. So number one, poor self-esteem is ourselves, that you are valuable. And I'm looking in your eye right now and saying, you are valuable. Don't undervalue yourself. Number two is lack of upfront pricing. It results in us not charging the right fees. It results in us not being in a good position. If you're meeting with a prospect and you say, this is what the fee is, and by the way, I'll share with you a trick that has worked amazingly well, and I've shared it, I've showed it to my team members as well, is whatever fee that you envision, if it's $700, right, write it down on a piece of paper. I want you to write it down. Like you look at the paperwork and you said, man, $700 would be a good fee to get for this client. I think for $700, they're going to get good value. This is going to be good. Write it down before you share it with the client. And then what I want you to do is look at that number, 700, look up and say it's going to be 700 for us to take care of this. You're not now thinking, you're just like reading 700 is what the number was, right? You're just reading and telling them what it is. And you do that before the project starts. You're just going to reduce your fee headache by half, because there's going to be no argument. There's going to be no discussion when they come to pick up their tax return or you completed an accounting project. There's no discussion there. You've already had that discussion before, right? If this is what that fee is. It gives you a much stronger positioning to get the fees that you deserve, is when you do it as an upfront pricing. The times that you may be wrong in your upfront pricing, you're going to far more make it up with not having the time spent, the aggravation of discussing it later, because you're going to do it in the moment. You're going to do it when as you're going through it, right? If you come bring it down to a science, so you do it by form or something, when you're preparing the return, yeah, you can do that. But if you really want to increase your fees and charge the right fees that you deserve, do it as upfront. Last year, you charged a client $264 for a simple 1040. $300 this year. Yeah, $300 this year. If you do it by form, it'll come to, I don't know, maybe it'll come to $270 or something. You'll adjust you'll tweak your forms or something. 300, it's a flat fee, 300. This is what our fee is this year. This is what it takes for us to give you the value. And what we're doing this year is being accessible to our clients, throughout the year, any questions you have. So whatever the benefits are of them, for the client to work with you, let them know what that is. If it's a if it's a business client, same thing. Tax minimization, financial maximization, being accessible for advice, and so forth. So that's upfront pricing, number 2. Number 3 is not knowing your ideal client, not packaging your services. So this was the kind of the situation that I was running into. I was doing a lot of a la carte. Meaning some clients wanted just payroll, some clients just wanted QuickBooks, and I would be providing that. And my fees were like in these very small numbers. And then what I did is I packaged my services so that all the clients, each client is getting, and this is like for business clients, they're getting business advice as well. So it's incorporated as part of a service package. And so the monthly fee could be $400, where before it was $250 for us taking care of a couple of things, and them not getting business advice or not getting tax planning advice. And that advice was just given away. It was just given away, like for free. And what happens when you give away too much for free is people don't respect that. They don't value that. So package your services and get that, and that's upfront pricing as well when it comes to packaging your services. Create the package, get the client to agree that this is what we're going to do for you. And so instead of a monthly fee of $250, now you've got a client that's paying $350, that's paying $400. Boy, I tell you, when I did that for my own practice, that was like transformation. It was like I was doing it the wrong way before. No doubt I was challenged with revenues and I was challenged with net profits and cash flow. My fees was out of whack. And when I put a system in place for relating to fees, structuring fees, and how I was going to do that with upfront pricing and believing in myself, number 1, raising my own self-esteem and saying, you know what, I'm worth every penny of this. Transformation. Yeah, that illustrative thing that I shared with you, that's the kind of transformation that I saw in my own practice. It's like one of the easiest things you can do in your practice is charging the right fees and getting your team all on board with charging the right fees. And we're not going to go into this being defensive about what we're charging. We're going to feel good about we do good stuff, we do good work, we are responsive customers, we take care of our clients, and this is what the fee is going to be, right? So change your fees and maximize the amount of money you make, the net profits that you do. What would that do for you? If you were to pay, I want to bring this conversation to you. This coming tax season, if you looked at your fees and paid attention to this, just the 3, I'm not even talking about the 12 here, just like these 3, paying attention to just these 3. How much more do you think you would make in revenues this coming tax season? Being mindful, aware of this, paying attention to this, getting your team all on board with these 3 items. Take 20 seconds and type in a number, the amount. How much more additional fees are going to come in because of this? All right, answers coming in. A few more seconds, folks. How much more would you make in money, in fees this tax season if you pay attention to what I'm just sharing right now? You had the right esteem. You felt you brought in value. Every interaction, you are confident, you're certain this is the value that you bring. This is your fees, Mr. Client or Mrs. Client. You're taking, you're paying attention to upfront pricing. You are packaging your services. You're clear about which clients you want, which clients you're saying goodbye. No, I don't need you. I don't want you. And you're packaging your services and getting clients that are paying 2,000, they're paying now 3,000 or 3,500 or 4,000 when you package your services. What does that do for you? That was Nicolina bringing some water for me. Thanks, Nicolina. All right, look at that. You guys are so interactive, amazing. Love that. Barbara saying 10K. John, 10K. Lisa, 3X. David saying 200 per client. So depending, David, how many clients you have, you can do the math, and that's the additional fees. And that works as well. Harold, 150% more. Cool. Iranda, 25K additional. Barbara, only 10K because I already started this process. Wonderful. Paul, it's least 10K. What did you guys like? Magical 10K number. Lynette, 20K. Judy, 20% more. William, 5 to 10,000 a year extra, I think. Awesome, cool. So you guys are seeing the impact this could have. It's one of the few things, yeah, that is going to have a pretty big impact. Yeah, just like one, streak, one thing that can have a pretty big impact in tax season this year. And so we're just talking about like 3 things. I said, what if you do like all these 12 things, if you were to do all those 12 things, your numbers are going to go even higher, and getting your team all on board thinking like that. So Carol's a CPA that's used this strategy and saying, nice to have Salim, templates of Salim's procedures, value pricing sheets. I was overwhelmed, didn't know where to begin until I got this information he freely shares. And we're not even talking about getting and converting all clients, by the way. This is like just for new clients, what we are talking about. But here, Carol says, getting and converting all clients is more than paid for the program and so forth. So Carol's a practitioner in where is she? I think Arizona. She's in the Arizona area. And if Carol's listening to this, she may say, Salim, I'm not in Arizona, but I think that's where she is. Roger's a practitioner in the Midwest, in Minnesota, Minneapolis. And he saw $179,000 increase in new revenues in 1 year just from pricing. That's the first paragraph there that you see. It says pricing, right? Just paying attention to pricing, folks, just pricing. This is how important this is. And tax season, there's no better time than tax season to pay attention to this and get the first 3 months, make an extra 10K, make an extra 20K, make an extra 3X, whatever you guys say, 150% more, 300% more, right? Just like in those first 3 months, imagine what the rest of the year is going to look like once you've got that momentum. It's pretty amazing. So you talked about money. Next, let's talk about your team. Teamwork makes the dream work, one of my core values. When I started my practice, and in those first 6-7 years, my team was irresponsible, unorganized, lazy. If a tax return was due, like the deadline was due, like I was the one that was rushing to get it finished. If a client was unhappy, I had to step in to intervene. And in my head, I'm like, why is my team not stepping it up? Why is everything falling on me? Like if there's a tough, difficult situation, Salim will handle it. Yeah, I'm the one staying past during tax season, like past 8 p.m., 9 p.m. at night. I'm the one who's missing dinners consistently, never being there. I'm the one every weekend I'm in my office. working on tax returns and trying to get stuff done. What about my team? Why is this a one-man show? I mean, I've hired people, I'm paying them. Why am I the one who's suffering and getting frustrated and aggravated with this? I don't know if any one of you guys can relate to that. And so after going through that, I'm like, there's got to be a better way. And I've discovered, and what I'm going to share with you is a way to get my team to function at the highest level. Even people that were average at best, mediocre, I've got them to perform at the high level so that I can work a couple of days a week. I can work 2 days a week, and I've got a team that I can rely on. And, if you don't have a championship team, I mean, no matter how good your clients are or fees are, but you need a championship team that's going to help you run the show. And so without a championship team, you're going to work long and hard. It's going to be stressful for you. Everything is going to end up on your desk. Mistakes, stress, missed deadlines, and dissatisfied clients. It's, low profits. You want just, if you don't have the championship team, things are not being run efficiently. Practice never reaches its true potential. On the other hand, when you get your team right, you've got high performance, high accountability. You work however much you want to work, whatever tax season looks like, you want to work, you can do that. You got clients who are raving, that refer business to you, and you create a valuable asset, your practice, with high profits, right? So during tax season, I took 2 trips. During tax season, one in January, I took in Kenya, where I was born and raised, right there on the right, you see. And so went for like 10 days there. For about a week. I was in California in March. So the reason I share that with you is, the reason I can do this is because I can rely on my team to do that. So 2 areas that I'm going to dive in how your team can help you get to where you want to get to. So first, let me kind of come back to you and type in how many team members are in your organization. How many people do you have? And maybe you'll say 1 full-time, 1 part-time, whatever it is, or maybe it's yourself. Type in how many people you've got in your firm. Judy, 7, John, 1 part-time, 2, Barbara, 2 very part-time assistants, Stephanie, 13, Stan, just me, William, 3 full-time, 2 part-time, Lisa, myself, Harold, self, Rhonda, 1 person, cool, and answers are flying in. So kind of gives us good for you to know as well who else is on the webinar, and people that have either from themselves all the way. I think we saw 13 there, and people still typing in their responses here in terms of how many people they have in their organization. So 2 ways that you want to, if you've got a team, clearly this is very relevant for you, what I'm going to share with you. And if you don't have a team, it's yourself. There's only so far you'll go by being yourself. You'll want to, bring in someone at some point in time. And so what I'm going to share with you is going to be really very relevant because you'll need it. You'll want to know how to do this. So how can your team help you to get you to where you want to get to? So first is you want to have tax season goals. What are your goals for tax season? What does tax season look like for you? If you don't have a vision, we don't know what a successful tax season looks like, then we are never gonna get it. Yeah, we won't know when we get it. We won't know what to shoot for. So we need to get the vision has to be there. What is a successful tax season? Yeah. When it comes to tax returns, how many personal tax returns do you want to prepare in terms of quantity? What is your average fee that you want for your tax returns? What kind of a turnaround time do you want for your tax returns? How many procedures do you want to have documented? What do you want your accounts receivable to be? What do you want your cash cash balance to be, how much do you want to increase your revenues? How much do you want to increase your net profits? How much do you want to work? How many hours would you like to work? So if you worked 60 hours last week, what would you like to get it down to? And I think that would be a good point to get you to kind of share with us. What would you like? What was it like last year for you? How many hours did you work last year? And what would you like it to be this year? So I want you to take a few seconds and share that. What was it last year per week? What would you like it to be this year in terms of the number of hours that you work? Take a few seconds. Think about how many hours did you average out last year during tax season? And we can say tax season starting from February 1st to April 18th or 15th. Few more seconds, folks, and thanks for those of you who are like on it, on top of it. You're responding, you're interactive. I love that. Absolutely love that. All right, cool. So beautiful. Carol saying 65 going, I think 65 going down to 55. Lisa, 80 to 90 hours a week. This year, I'd love to be at the 35 to 40 hours a week. Big drop there, Lisa, for you, and good for you. Good for you. Harold, I'm now, okay, so Harold was 65 to 55. Harold, congratulations, you're 65 years old. I know two people that turned 65 this year, in this last week, so good for you there. Stephanie, last year I worked about 45 hours per week. I'd like to work 35. So you want to go down from 45 to 35. William, full-time only this year with minimal OT. Awesome, David. Increase 2x revenues. Judy, too many, hoping to reduce by 15%. David, also better client interaction. Laura, reduce AR. Laura saying 40 to 50 hours per week. So Laura, what were you last year? And you want to come down to 40 to 50 hours. So John saying 70 down to 50 weekly. Last year, Laura saying 60 to 70. So you want to go down from 60 to 70 to 40 to 50. That's great. Cool. Super. So you guys want to work less. And working less means we've got to work smarter, not harder. I mean, that's exactly what that statement means. Those few words, those 4 words mean. We don't want to work hard. We want to work smart. And how are we going to work smart this tax season? So let me share with you and have more fun, right? You want to have more fun. You want to enjoy tax season more. It's not like something that you're dreading. So I want you to go into this tax season like, I'm going to make it awesome. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to work lesser hours. How do we do that? By having a goal, right? You're having a goal like you just did in terms of number of hours that you are going to work, the lesser number of hours that you're going to work. So that's a goal that you've just created. I force you to create a goal when it comes to the number of hours. And I want you to do the same thing for the other things. I'm going to share with you a few secrets that I wasn't planning on, but I'm going to share with you because you guys are such an awesome group and you're so interactive that I'm going to give you some gems here that will squeeze in the time we have. So first, I want to make sure everyone's clear, have goals. Just the way you did it for time, I want you to think about it same from a number of revenues, more money. I force you to do it with fees. You can make 10K more, whatever, 2X, 3X more. Do the same with all the other stuff that you see here. Have a goal this tax season. Maybe pull 5 items decide on 5 things that you would like to have this tax season as goals. I want to share with you a few techniques, gems, strategies when it comes to working smarter, not harder. Number one is be ruthless with time. Be ruthless with time. Follow the clock, work the clock. Everything is a start and end date. Schedule everything. Your weekly calendar has to have times when you're meeting with clients. It's got to have time when you're preparing work, reviewing work, if that's what you're doing. It's got time for team meetings. We'll talk about that. So schedule it out, folks. Schedule it out. Don't leave it for chance. Don't leave it for distractions to come in. You be the one, the boss who says, this is what I'm going to do the first 3 hours in the day. I'm going to leave time for returning phone calls and emails. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a short break now. You schedule it out, and you'll be amazed at it. Won't go totally by schedule. Things will happen, but it's going to go far more than without a schedule, right? So don't fight me on saying that, man, I put a schedule and I never go, or never follow it. You'll do it more than, and it'll be more than not having one. Number 2, have start and end times. So if you're preparing a tax return for Susan Smith, you're preparing a tax return for Susan Smith LLC, right? And you estimate it's going to be about an hour to prepare this tax return. It's an LLC being taxed, and you're going to do an 1120S, right? It's an S corp. It's being taxed as an S corp. So you need to do a federal, and if you're in the state, place where you do a state return, you need to do that. And you estimate about an hour, right? Have that from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I'm going to work on Susan Smith LLC S corp return. Put that level of specificity in your calendar. 9 to 10. And now you're working on this. I've got a clock. If I'm preparing this return, I've got a clock with me, and I'm working with the clock. 9, all right. I'm playing a game with me, with myself, and with the clock. I'm looking at the clock constantly. I'm like, all right, 9:15. I want to get this part done. At 9:30, I want to have this. 9 by 9:45, I'm like now wrapping it up. So I'm having this internal conversation in my mind. I'm having fun with this process because by 10 I want to get done, right? By 10 I want to get done. If I'm not done by 10, guess what? I am going to put this file away. And I've got another area, another time in the calendar where I'm now going to pick up and finish off things that I wasn't able to finish, right? So if I didn't finish Susan Smith and I have John Doe, this is a time that I have from 4 to 5 now to wrap things up, and I've got 3 tax returns that I wasn't able to finish. I'm just giving an example. I'm going to finish it off in this 1 hour that I just kind of built into my calendar that I'm going to use to tie those types of loose ends in. I tell you, your productivity is going to go up the roof when you do this, when it comes to time. So if you want to work from 60 to 40 or 60 to 50 hours, whatever you say, have that level of regimen in the way you're working. And this is how I would do that for that. Now imagine you following this regimen with all the different aspects of your practice in terms of your revenues, your clients, your team. You very well could have the best tax season you've ever had. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, with that level of specificity, with that level of intensity, commitment, and so forth, you very well could just kind of outperform any tax season that you've had in the past. So number 1 is having goals for tax season, and then some of the stuff that I just shared with you. Number 2 is having a communication platform. Having a communication platform is so important because you want to have your team working as a team. You don't want to have your team working as individuals. Yeah, sure, work as individuals, but we got to come in as a team and we got to talk and we got to see what's happened, which client, what are priorities, who's stuck somewhere, and we're going to find solutions as a team. So having a pre-tax season performance meeting, I won't go too much into that, but having that just before the start of the meeting and talk about goals and get everyone on the same page with that. And then on a regular basis, you've got to structure and schedule in weekly meetings. You've got to schedule in weekly meetings for what I just shared here. Weekly meetings to see what's happening, what are the priorities for this week, who's doing what. Is anyone stuck? Any bottlenecks? Do you need help? Is someone stuck somewhere? In the genius, the mastermind of the room with other team members, it's like we find solutions. So you work as a team. You benefit from having a team rather than having individuals who are trying and doing their best. And then, of course, recognition and appreciation. If we can just get everyone more energized, more inspired, more motivated, more stepping it up every day, every week, get the whole team performing at a 10%, 20% higher performance, what's that going to do? It's going to be exponential. Because now if you've got 5 team members, everyone's like stepping it up by 10%, 20%, you've got like 100% step up in performance and productivity. Here's the meeting platform that we have. We've got daily huddles, weekly meetings, monthly team meetings, trimester team meetings, annual meetings. But this is our communication platform that goes for the whole year. During tax season, I would do the daily huddles. I would do the weekly meetings. Before tax season starts, I would have the pre-tax season meeting with the team because you're going in a game. Tax season is this is like a big game in the year. These 3 months are the game. And if you're going in a game and you want to win, what are you going to do? You're going to get your team. You're going to get your team on board and say, all right, guys, we've got this stretch coming along. What do we need to do so that we come out as winners and we don't come out of tax season exhausted and frustrated and like sick and tired and like we want to get that vacation so bad you can't wait for that vacation, and it's not the way to do it. You want to come out of tax season energized and like, man, this was awesome. This was great. Bank balance is like fantastic. Your clients are happy. Your team members are like all on board. This is what you want the finishing line to be like. All right, I want to bring it back to you. What's been most valuable for you so far in what we've talked about, in terms of money and fees and service packages and upfront pricing, believing in yourself that you are worth every penny. So we talked about money and fees and that. And then we talked about your team, getting your team or functioning as a championship team. Few more seconds, folks. What's been most valuable for you so far? What's been your biggest aha? Susan saying, lots of them. Where do I start? Thank you. Laura saying, be ruthless with your time. Schedule everything. Awesome. John, ruthless with my time. I struggle with doing too many things at once. So tracking time is tough. Good. William, more proactive planning. Upfront fees. Yes. Fee ideas, packaging, and ways to increase pricing. Awesome. Lynette, reminded that I really need to review pricing and ideal clients. Wonderful. Paul, goal setting, fee increases. upfront pricing, 100%. William, packaging services, cool. Harold, upfront pricing requiring a deposit on intended work product. I love that. Yeah, get a nice retainer right up front. Judy, getting entire team on board for success. Beautiful. Ironda saying, pricing, know your value and work smarter. Good. John, better understanding of importance of meetings with clients. Beautiful. Elizabeth, agree with managing time. Constant saying pricing strategies and time management. Cool. All right. So I'm going to kind of, lots of people interacting and that. So thank you guys. Appreciate that. All right. Cool. Let's talk about clients. Talk about money. Talk about team. Let's talk about clients. And what keeps your clients happy during tax season, right? What makes them happy? So a few areas. What clients are looking for. A few areas for you to be paying attention to and to master. And when you master these, you'll just see your practice blossom, because the two most important assets in your practice are team, your employees, and your clients. So now we're going to talk about taking really good care of your clients. So number one thing that they want that's going to make them happy is timely and accurate delivery of work. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, it's the timely and accurate delivery of work. You can send them all kinds of gift baskets and all that stuff, but if you don't do their stuff in time and accurately, none of that's going to matter. Yeah, you can send them dinner certificates or whatever vouchers to the best restaurants in town, but if you can't get their work done in a timely fashion and without error-free, none of that's going to matter. So you need a system that gets the work completed in that way, timely and accurately. And so from a time standpoint, during tax season, we've got control matrices or tracking matrices, so business tax returns, S Corps, C Corps, partnerships. When are we doing? What tax returns? Every week there's a schedule of tax returns, a production schedule of what we want to produce for that week. And for us to produce something, we've got to make sure that the financial statements are being produced. So we've got a tracking matrix of financial statements getting ready every day, being produced. So once tax return, financial statements are completed, system for scheduling the meeting with the client comes in, or phone, whatever it is, using technology, reviewing the financial statements. There's a process for that. There's a method to the madness, so to speak, right? Financial statements complete, meet with the clients, go over the financial statements, them seeing the numbers so there's no surprises, prepare the tax return, clients informed, and that. So that has to happen like a well-oiled machine for us to prepare these tax returns timely and accurately, right? So tracking matrix for that, a workflow production, procedures to prepare and review the work. So it's best practices. Everything is done in the best, most efficient way, in the way tax returns are prepared, in the way tax returns are reviewed. Everything is to a science, right? So there's no time wasted in any of these two areas, including e-filing and or follow-ups, information missing. Everything is scripted, ready. So there's copy and paste stuff. It's not like recreating stuff, right? Everything is ready. The stuff missing, the subject lines to use, the type of email to use. If you're calling them up, how to structure the call. We kind of got it down to a science. So we're working in the most efficient way for our own profits and money, but also from a client delivery standpoint, because we're looking to make clients happy. And when we deliver tax returns in a timely way, clients are happy. And how about delivering ahead of time? Wouldn't that be nice, right? Would that be winning several brownie points or credits with a client when we say we'll have it by Friday and we have it Friday morning or Thursday afternoon, have their tax return completed by then. Yeah. Delegating tasks to team members. So your team members knowing who's doing what, very clear on the things that they're working on. You've got a team that's very clear about stuff that they're responsible for, and then spotting bottlenecks. As much as with aggravation, clients get very unhappy when they're like, "Where's my tax return?" and the client doesn't know there was missing information, or they didn't see the email, or no one called them, and so forth. So when you're looking at tracking turnaround times, and why is this tax return taking so long, or why, we wanted to finish this tax return. What are we waiting for this tax return? Why is it taking so long? We can spot, we are identifying those situations, and we're now right on it. We've got the master, your team member saying, all right, what's missing? What can we do now to get that information? And so you can be proactive about it. You're not waiting for the client to say, hey, it's been 2 weeks since I dropped off that information. How come no one's called me? Before the client does that, we are on top of it. We are reaching out to the client, because frankly, guys, if the client is reaching out to you, you've lost that game. You've lost credibility, as far as I see it, with that client. This is not world class now. This is a client who is now trying to find out. We haven't kept the client in the loop. So that's not good enough for me in my practice, right? So we want to have that system in place where you're just, everyone's on top of stuff to identify bottlenecks, stuff missing. You're letting the client know. So just different kinds of things and stuff that we've created in my practice when it comes to client communication, and when it comes to how we do stuff in my practice, in the procedures during tax season, a tax season operations manual of how everything is done. Each and everything, we've got a tool for that. So it's not reinventing the wheel. People are not wasting the time thinking about stuff. It's right there. It's right there, so that they can follow along. So systems for personal tax prep, business tax prep, payroll and sales tax returns, everything documented, responding to IRS notices, fee issues, QuickBooks cleanup. I mean, you name it, we've got, stuff for that, so that we're working efficiently, stress-free, and in the best possible way. So the second thing that clients are looking for, number one, was timely preparation of their work, and then accurate work, and then second is discussion and advice. They want something more than preparation. Otherwise, preparation is viewed as a commodity. So they want strategic advice, and we create value with strategic advice. It's a couple of things you see in a tax return, or your team sees in a tax return, that brings it to the attention of the client. Hey, I see that you did this. Have you done this? Right? I'm not sure if you're aware of this. Yeah, I'm reviewing your tax, prepared with your tax return. I'm reviewing it now with a fresh set of eyes this morning. And a couple of things have come to my attention as I'm doing this. That kind of, that sharing that type of knowledge and observation is valuable to the client. Don't underestimate the value that you bring, right? And don't think that the client knows this stuff, right? They don't. 9 out of 10 times, they don't. And when we have this conversation that I see your revenues went up or your income went up, I see your itemized deductions are going down, whatever it may be, I see that you've rolled over your 401k observation. You are seeing things that the client doesn't know about. Don't keep that a secret. Put that as part of your communication process and helping the client, right? Helping the client reach their financial goals is to share with them this type of information, right? Bullet number 3 there is delegate the work, so you've got time for this stuff, right? If you're the CPA, the CEO, the owner, then make sure that you've got time for this type of stuff. Delegate as much as you can. Things that you shouldn't be doing, don't be doing it. Simply don't be doing it. Be very ruthless about that, right? You're the CEO, you're the most valuable person in your firm, aren't you? You are. You want to be. You want to have the highest billing rate. You want to be the most. You want to be the most well compensated. So do the things that are aligned to that. Everything else, have a no tolerance policy. You're not doing it. Here, this fourth bullet is respect your time, and your clients will value and respect it, right? So we talked about a little bit about scheduling and so forth. Even when you're advising clients, it's a 10-minute meeting. You can cover a lot of stuff in 10 minutes, a 5-minute thing. Just get right down to it. Hi, how are you doing? Chit chat, 30 seconds. 3 things I want to share with you. 1 thing I want to share with you, and get right down to sharing that 1 thing with a client. And then the third thing, when it comes to what makes clients happy, is nurturing the relationships, right? So you want to have a system to nurture relationships, getting in front of them in a human way, right? You are a human being, they are a human being, and you're connecting with them at a personal level. So having that level of interactivity in a leveraged way, meaning one-to-many, you can create an email, write an email, send it out to all your clients. Hey, it's March 1st. Wow, finished our whatever it may be, right? We're 1 month into tax season. Incredible. This has been my best tax season ever. And I want you to be, hopefully that's what you're saying after you're going through this training, is this has been the best training that this has been the best tax season so far. And I've seen so many of you guys, and it's so nice. So positive, good email that you're sending to your clients and saying, hey, if you haven't come in yet, please, please do so. Email this, call this, whatever it may be. Hey, if you've already come in, great. If you've got friends that need help, so it could be that type of an email, right? You get my point. You're nurturing them you're nurturing the relationship, and in the process, you're not only going to have a happy client, you're going to have referrals, and you'll have a client that's going to keep coming back. So without a defined system, without having systems in place with all these 3 different areas that we talked about when it comes to money and fees and service packages, without having a system in place for your team and the meetings and how to run them and how to do them and how to get your team members all on board and engaged and productive, if you don't have a system in place for nurturing the relationships and getting the work done in a timely way and in an accurate way, it's going to result in labor costs being high, production being slow, errors being high, just aggravation, frustration, unhappy clients, low profits resulting in stress, right? And so having a system in place for tax season in these 3 areas is frankly crucial. So I want to kind of actually skip this slide, I believe, and let me kind of come back to one that, all right. So kind of share with you the content part, and I know we had limited time, and I wanted to, respect that. So, given the time we had, did I do a good job of giving you stuff? Even if you left the room right now, you could use in your practice. So let me know in the chat with a yes or a no, right? With everything that you've got so far from what we covered, are you well ahead of the game, and you can put stuff right in your practice from what I've shared with you? I'm going to give you a few seconds. Let me know in the chat with a yes or a no. Laura saying yes, William, yes, Salim, Peter saying Salim is my man. Thank you, Peter. Jim saying yes, John, yes. Irona, very informative, yes. Tatiana, yes, thank you, yes, 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 indeed. All right, cool. Most of you are saying yes. I have one saying not really. So I'm going to be totally transparent, but let me like 99% of you are saying yeses. So that's cool. That Lynette saying absolutely always good info. Cool. Um, so that's awesome. You can read the byline there. It says slide made in advance, pretty brave, laugh out loud. So I felt that I was going to give you my best and give you awesome content. And you would say yes, which you did, still coming in. Yeses are coming in. So I made this in advance and I was being brave. So the resource I want to share with you, which is going to be incredible, is the Tax Season Profit Accelerator, the only truly proven tax season profit marketing and management system guaranteed to make 2018 your perfect tax season while working only 3 to 4 days a week. So if you want to get to your 30 hours or your 35 hours or your 40 hours from 60 or 70 hours, you want to be paying attention to what I'm sharing here. So the proof in people that in practitioners that have invested in the TSPA, the Tax Season Profit Accelerator. Pete Marciano says, I was able to streamline my practice, became way more efficient, developed systems for everything, and because of that, my tax season was the most profitable one I've ever experienced by far. Thank you, Salim. And then Mayumi says, Salim systems gave me more freedom, more income, more opportunities for my tax return business. So this is something geared for tax season to make it the most profitable for you, the least stressful. So Sony says, I've had the best tax season I've had in the 14 years of working on my own. Dan says, tax season profit accelerator was a huge time saver. It helped me gain 5 new clients that paid me over $1,000 just from that one presentation. TSPA system not only made me several $1,000s in revenues, but saved me hours of time not having to create new forms, letters, and other marketing items. Thanks, Salim. Pete saying, this is Peter Hall saying, this type of detailed training materials from a guy who's been there, done that is rare and extremely valuable opportunity. So let me kind of go into this, and here's what you'll be getting. Week by week, tax season game plan. Every week of tax season, what are the things that you should be paying attention to starting from January 1st, week 1, going up until April, the last week in April. Even after tax season, I'm going to advise you on what are the kinds of things for us to have an awesome 4 months. So this is a week by week I show with you. So there's no like second guessing. What should we be thinking about in March, in February, or in March, right? It's all laid out for you. So week by week game plan is a $397 value. So you'll be getting that. You'll get a cash surge plan covering different sections. It's divided in the table of contents is divided into different positions in your firms and their responsibilities and procedures relating to them specifically. And if you're looking to recruit someone in that position, the types of ads you want to put to recruit someone. So tax season's cash flow season, setting and monitoring goals for the number of clients, free hours per week, bottom line profits. And so that's what this manual talks about, is what I call a cash surge plan. Specifically for each position, how they can do their stuff in the most profitable, productive way for you. So far, week by week tax season game plan, you'll be getting that $397 value. You'll be getting the cash surge plan, $397 value. Number 3, what you'll be getting is your planning policies and procedures. And I'm going to give you my tax season procedure operations manual. How we do personal taxes, business taxes, financial statements, how we set meetings with clients. How do we conduct a meeting? You'll be getting that entire manual, and that's a $597 value. So far, that's what you're getting. These 3, going back to the previous slide. Next is $1 Million Marketing Swipe File. All the marketing that I do in my practice to bring in 10, 40 clients, business clients, you'll be getting that. So you're not reinventing stuff, because why reinvent it? Number 5, what we'll be getting is a members-only mastermind forum, so you can be part of this community of like-minded practitioners. You need help with something, you're asking questions, you're getting feedback, you're seeing what others are going through, what types of questions they're asking, so you'll be part of that community. So far you've got 5 items there. Your $397, the cash surge plan, your policy, your planning policies and procedures, your $1 million marketing strike file, members only mastermind forum. Number 6 is a post-tax training webinar, so that we have an awesome tax season. Let's plan out the rest of the year. And so this is going to be a special training on how to maximize your May to December months. Total value, folks, of this is $2,782, the 6 money-making systems, and really designed to help you realize an immediate instant financial windfall and profit jackpot while working less. You'll also get 2 amazing bonuses. You get 2 free tickets to my 2018 Super Conference. It's taking place in Atlanta, Georgia. These are like 3-day super conferences, amazing conferences. It's a $994 value. That's going to be included in this. And the second bonus is double your income, double your time of strategy session. It's going to be a call with me, and I'm going to very specifically customize things that you want to be paying attention to in your own practice. So this is going to be a one-on-one call with you and I. So 2 fast action bonus. So there's 2 bonuses first, 2 amazing bonuses, and then there's 2 fast action bonuses for the first 15. Number 1 is how to incorporate the wow effect in your practice. That's a $297 value. I'm going to do it just for 15 people. Yeah, to talk about the nuances that you want to be paying attention to during tax season. And then the second bonus is a maximum performance team training guide. Get your team to be more motivated, productive, and goal-oriented this tax season with a tax meeting that inspires them. I'm going to walk you through this of how to have that meeting with them, what to say, when to say it, how to say it, and so you'll get that training guide. So total value of the tax season profit accelerator is $4,370. 6 money-making systems valued at $2,782. You'll get 2 amazing bonuses for $1,194. And you'll get 2 fast action bonuses if you have the first 15 only. And this is only for the attendees, who are on this webinar who will get it. Yeah, the 2 fast action bonuses is how to incorporate the wow effect in your practice for the 2017. It's really 18, but it's for tax year 2017, and a maximum performance team training guide. You'll get those 2 additional bonuses there. So total value of all this is $4,370. Your investment is $1,997. By Friday, you get this. You're paying a 1 payment of $997 or 3 easy payments of $397. After Friday, price goes up to $1,997, and you lose out on your 2 fast action bonuses. So you won't get those if you wait. If you wait after this webinar, essentially. 2 guarantees: a risk-free 30-day guarantee. You get 30 days to really try this. We're going to ship this right away to you. You get 30 days to try it. You look at the package and say, man, I don't like this. This is not what I thought it was. Just send it back. Send us an email, and we won't fight you on that. And a 12-month ironclad guarantee. Use the system for the entire 2018 year. If you can show that you've implemented at least 3 simple ideas and you still haven't increased your profits, just send us proof, and we'll give you 100% of your money back, and we'll give you an extra $100 just for wasting your time. So this is how confident I am about this system. So 1 payment of $997 or 3 easy payments of $397 plus 2 amazing bonuses. Go to this link and you'll come to our webpage. And actually, I kind of did that. And this is where you'll come to. And then You can read about it. You can see what, what's there, some of the stuff we talked about. And then, I got to make sure I can get back on the slide, which I did. A couple of other people that have, that had invested in the system. Cynthia saying the TSPS system helped me to have one of the best tax seasons I've ever had. It really helped me to map out and document our processes more precisely. Maybe saying I made 10,000 more gross sales this tax time than last year. So you've got a choice. I mean, you want to continue doing it the way you've been doing it, trying to figure it out, or get stuff already done, complete, ready for you to use and use it for your own practice. Everything, done in a way that's maximize, that helps you maximize your profits, maximizes your revenues, your cash flow, and minimizes the number of hours you work. I mean, 1 new client, 2 new clients more than pays for it. Working less, if you put, a value to your own time, the aggravation, the frustration, the stress that you incur during tax season, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be that. You've got a choice. You can make which way you want to go. Do it the way you've done it, or invest in something like this. This is one of the best trainings that I've created. Been at it for 8 years, but this one is like the best one. We get the most amazing reviews. I'll meet people in a seminar or something and say, so anyway, invested in your TSPM, and it's been like a game changer for us. And that's kind of what I want you to say when you invest in it. And frankly, if you're not saying it, then just send the system back and we'll give you the refund. But I think you'll say that, man, this was the best investment I've made ever. Probably that's what you're going to say, because that's what others have said. This has been the best investment that I've made. And it comes with this bonuses of the super conference tickets. So in summertime, an opportunity to get continuing education credits if that's what you want, but, really opening your mind and perspectives and that to the bonuses that I've added. I mean, right, the bonuses right in there are worth more than, and I'm just going to go right there to it so you can see what it is, because I kind of went through it pretty right here, right? I mean, the bonuses in itself are worth close to $2,000. So you're getting all that, plus you're getting this whole system that will be shipped to you. So as soon as you order, say John coming, signing up, Karen, welcome, Nick, awesome, Michael, beautiful. People are just signing up. So don't wait till the end of this webinar, because you may miss out on being the 15th, and you won't get the fast action bonuses for that. And if you're coming in before Friday, you'll come in at the $9.97. If you're one of the first 15, then you'll get all these amazing. You'll get the fast action bonuses as well. Barbara asking, where is? Thank you, Peter. Peter saying, this is my favorite course of yours. Appreciate that, and we get that feedback quite a lot. Barbara saying, when is the conference in Atlanta, Georgia? We'll send all that information to you, June, second week or third week in June, Barbara. So we'll give you send you the 2 tickets and give you all that information. It's in the week of June. If I look at my calendar, I'll remember when that is. I think it's June 21st, 22nd, 23rd. It's that week. Jim asking, my practice is 90% tax, 10% accounting. Will I benefit? Oh, 100%. Jim, this is like perfect for you. If you're preparing tax returns, it's perfect for you, because you're getting a system on how to run your tax business more profitably and grow it in a faster way. So definitely, Jim, that's totally relevant for you there. Yeah, I see people like not waiting. They're just like getting on board. Brad, welcome, man. Folks, as soon as you sign in or register or wherever it is, invest, you'll get an email with the information. We're gonna ship the package off to you, so you get this big box, and it's organized. It's one of my best ones, as Pete said, because he's invested in this program. But it's so organized, and you'll be able to go right to it and pull stuff out, extract stuff from it, and use it. Yeah, start using it in your practice right away. And it's something that you want to use right away. You don't want to wait till January, clearly, because then it's too late. Right? You want to be thinking and doing this stuff in December. Start putting this stuff into place in December. So 6 money-making systems, each area of your practice organized very methodically. So you'll get that, the CDs, the training, the 2 amazing bonuses, the 2 fast action bonuses if you're one of the first 15. So I really have got it. I want to be mindful of time as well. So, over a $4,000 value, you're coming in at $997 or 3 payments of $397. So the link's right here. For those of you who are ready to jump on board, please don't wait. Lynette saying, very excited to purchase. I need accountability and a plan. And that's exactly what you'll have. It's a plan. It's a week-by-week plan on how to run tax season, and tax season is the most lucrative time, but it can also be the most stressful time. And so this system shows you from the upside potential how to get that, and from a downside potential how to minimize stress, how to minimize frustration, how to minimize unhappy clients, unhappy employees. And I've talked to practitioners who have come to me and said, Salim, I lost 1 employee because tax season was so stressful. I mean, that's too much to lose, and we don't want that, right? So we protect the downside of the negative things that can happen if things don't go right. We're protecting it, we're planning ahead so that you come out ahead, with clients, with employees, with money in the bank, with the number of hours you work. You don't want to come out of tax season sick and stressed out. And, I speak from my heart here because I know how it is. I've been there. And what a joy it is when, you transform it and where it becomes a 1-day or 2-day or 3-day operation, and it runs like a well-oiled machine. And that's what I would hope for you. That's what I want for you. And I think this can be the system that can help you. John, welcome. I see hot comment. Susan, Karen, people are signing up, and that's great. So, folks, hopefully this was questions coming in. Let me kind of answer a few questions that have come in before we sign off. Constance saying, Salim, can you share how you first introduced new pricing to long-term clients? Good, I'm happy to. So the way to share it with your existing clients, you can grandfather them in. You can tell them what your new pricing is for new clients. But because you value the relationship you've had with them, you may not, you may choose not to bring them to the level where you're bringing in new clients at. So you can bring them halfway or more than halfway and say that because I love you and I love the way we work together, this is my rate now for new clients, $750, say, whatever. I'm just kind of throwing a number. Or maybe it's $1,500, but because you've been an existing client, it's going to be $1,200 for you. And that's how I would position that. Laura saying, looking forward to working with you. Same here, Laura. Same here. Harold saying, Salim, thanks for the information. I'm not available myself of the course. All right, cool. Awesome. Not a problem, Harold. I'm with you. Wonderful. Let's finish off here, folks. Want to be respectful of everyone's time. If you have any questions, stuff that we didn't answer, stuff related to the TSPA, feel free to shoot an email, and I'll put an email address here that actually I'll just tell you, it's send an email to Bree, BREE, at cpamarketinggenius.com. Any questions that were not answered, shoot an email to Bree, B-R-E-E, at cpamarketinggenius.com. All right, folks, have a good rest of the day, and thanks for being on this webinar. Hope you got a lot from it. I enjoyed it too. So with that, we'll say adios